Red FM.
You're going into a really tough game, going to Tolka, an important game, which if you had won would have put you really in the mix, for the playoff spot. We go out and we start, and 30 odd seconds, and next of all, ball over the top. We don't defend it properly, and you're 1-0 down. So it's hard enough starting off like at 0-0 going there. Now you're 1-0 down. From that side of it, we were always going to be chasing the game as such from the word go. And then 6 minutes later, Greg O'Halloran goes over on his ankle and does ligaments, and he's gone. So we had to shuffle things around a little bit. Now, in fairness, I thought in the first half, after that, we got one or two half chances, especially with the corner came into the box, it was bouncing around the box, and we probably could have finished it off. That was the end of the first half. Then again, we gave away a silly free kick in a wide area 10 minutes into the second half. From a set piece, they got the second goal. So the pitch was deplorable. Some of our play at times wasn't too bad, but from the Limerick game, there was one aspect in the Limerick game I was happy with, where we competed well. I thought last night there was one or two of us weren't really able for the mix or able for the fight of an important game like that, where it's really blood and thunder, and that disappointed me a little bit. But I can't fault our efforts. Every player out there gave 100%, there's no doubt about that, but you need to be strong and you need to be physically getting into the game, and I thought we were lacking a little bit in that side last night.
Yeah, and according to some of the reports, Tommy, there might have been a hint of offside about the first goal. What was your own take on it?
No, I was level with it. I thought it was onside. I thought the linesman was right. The ball was popped in over the top, and the two boys made that run, and we didn't go with it. That's the bottom line on it. No excuses, wasn't offside.
Yeah, no, in terms of the result last night, Tommy, it kind of doesn't end your hopes of promotion, but it makes it very, very unlikely. You're 6 points outside the playoffs now with 4 games remaining. What's your own take on where you stand at the moment? Have you given up on going up?
Well, to tell you the truth, 6 points behind with 4 games, I think it's too much to ask at this stage. Now, we're not going to give up. We're going to try finish out the season. Like, in fairness, we've been on a great run. We now want to see, can we continue that and try finish as high as we possibly can. We're going to be missing a few bodies next week against the league leaders. Monaghan, Killian Lorden suspended, Greg O'Halloran injured, Gavin Kavanagh is a doubt. So what we're going to do is we maybe give a couple of the fringe lads a try out just to have a good look at them, some of the younger ones, just to blow them and see would they be able for this side of things. I'm thinking about that at the moment. Still, in saying that, while I'm thinking about it, it's still important that we try to get a result too, because for everything, the morale of the team, for, what would you say, the progression and the continuity in the club, I think it's important that we try to win the game. But still, we have to look to the future, and we have to see, can we bring some of those young lads in,
Yeah, no, and just briefly looking at next season, Tommy, you've mentioned a couple of times in the past few weeks that you have spoken to some players about maybe signing up for next season. How well placed do you think you are in terms of personnel to make a proper challenge for promotion from the start next season? I mean, will it be a complete overhaul of the squad, or is it just a matter of adding 2 or 3 bodies?
No, it won't be a complete overhaul. Whether it'll be 2 or 3, it might be a couple more than that. We need to strengthen up in certain areas of the pitch. We need to have competition all over the park. We need to have people that are going to compete and going to be well able to mix it when it comes to the crunch too. So that's something that we've got to look at. Now we've more time, thank God we've got a lot more time this year than we had last year. Mm-hmm. But the bottom line is this club has to be competing to get promoted. It's as simple as that. Now you might say, and I've spoken about it before, you look at the Monaghan scenario where Nick Cook has been at the club for 5 or 6 years, and they've slowly built up a squad. But Cork City, no disrespect to Monaghan's a much bigger club than Monaghan. We want to be looking at doing it a little bit quicker than 5 or 6 years, to tell you the truth. We're aiming at next year to get promoted. We've got to get the right people in. We've got to prepare ourselves properly. Now, we're under no illusions how tough it's going to be. The division this year, in fairness to it, was a really tough division with 5 to 6 teams really going at it to compete for those promotion places. So again, I think it'll be really tough next year, but I'd like to think that we'll be in a little bit better position to go and compete next year than we were this year.
Okay, Tommy Dunne, as always, thanks a million for talking to us here on Red FM.
Cheers, Paul. Thanks. Bye.